Hello guys, welcome to my Java tutorial for variables and data types. Variables are names that store some data and you can simply declare the name as you want, but make sure that it makes some sense. So in future, for the debug, whenever you develop something and you have to debug, it will be easier for you if the name for the variable they make some sense. And what are data types? They are simply some numbers or characters or a sequence of characters we have to store, right? So to store some number, you can see here that we have byte, short, int, long. These four are same except for their sizes. The byte stores 1 byte of data, short for 2 byte, int has 4 byte, and long has 8 bytes. They all stores just a simple number without a decimal point. But what if you have to store some number which have the decimal point in it, right? So for that we have float and double. Float stores 4 bytes of data and double stores 8 bytes. And char, it simply stores a character, and Boolean stores the value true or false, and it has the size of 1 byte. So let's start entering some variables, declaring some variables, right? So if I want to enter the value 100, for example, right? The first thing I have to do to declare any variable or anything, first I have to declare the data type to Java that, okay, I'm going to enter an integer, name it as you want. For the tutorial, I'm going to name it my int, or you can name it anything you want. It's not necessary that you name it the same way I'm doing it. You can simply write your name, like I'm going to write my name. Okay, it's fine, right? So my int is equals to the value is 100. Simply I have declared a variable. The data type of the variable is int, and the name for the variable is my int. Sorry, my int, right? This is the name for the variable, and this is the value which the variable is storing. So simply, if I want to check what is the value my int is holding, what is the value this variable is holding, so I can simply write so, right, and I can simply tell Java to print my int, and you will see it will simply print 100, right? So now if I want to store some decimal points, right, decimal number, right, so I'll go for float and I'll name it my float and write it 6.7, for example. Now here it's giving me an error. The error is that I have to cast the number, because whenever you're declaring a float you have to cast it here as well, which is you simply have to write float, else it will be considered as a double, right? This double. So now it's fine. It is declared as float. The name for the variable is my float, and now let's declare a double. So first we enter the data type, then we enter the name for the variable, which is equals to, let's say it's equal to 66.7. See, for my double you don't have, for double you don't have to cast it, like, right? You just simply write double, then the name of the variable, and then enter the value. And what if I have to store a character, right? So I'll write car, my car equals to, now for car, like unlike for the numbers we don't have to enter any codes, right? But for car you have to enter a single quote and then write your value here, your character. So now we have declared an int, a float, a double, and a car. Next we have Boolean. To declare a Boolean we just simply write Boolean. Now we have told Java that, okay, I'm going to input a variable, and the data type for that variable is Boolean. Right, now I'll name it my bool is equals to true. Now for this you don't have to enter any quotes here. Alright, apart from these, now what if I want to store a sequence of characters? For example, I want to store my name in Java, right? In the program mode, anything I'm writing, anything I'm developing. For that, we will use something called string, and simply write the name for the variable equals true and the double quotes hello world. Now it's giving me an error. Create a class. Oh, sorry, I forgot that I have to enter a capital S for the string. Right now it's declared as a string. Now, for example, I wrote hello world. I wanted to store it, right? Basically, when you study for Java, it won't be mentioned as a data type, but here I'm telling you as an extra information, you can say, just if in case you want to store some sequence of characters. So to print string, let's see what we can do is so, and then just simply write on okay and run. So it gives me the value of hello world. Right, now let's print the float, and the name for the float is my float. Now when you're printing, you don't actually have to give the data type, you just simply write the name of the variable, whatever name you have declared, and then we print double, which is my double. Then let's simply print car, right? So what is the name for car? My car. See, so first we have printed the string, which is hello world. Then we have printed the float, which is 6.7. Here you can see. Then we have printed the double, which is 66.7, and then we have printed the car, which is a, and let's print the boolean as well. So let's print the boolean. What is the name for the boolean variable? It's my bool, right? Now let's print it out, and you will see hello world, the string, then we have 6.7 the float, then 66.7 the double, then we have the car here a, and then we have the boolean value true. Now the boolean value can be only true or the false. Alright, don't try to enter any character here or any numbers, it won't work. It can only be true or false. That's it for today. So if you have any question, just comment below, and soon I'll be creating more Java tutorials, and I'll be establishing a new sequence of tutorials for iOS app development, Swift Xcode. Alright, thank you for watching.